Ha 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 ha. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. Ha 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 ha. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. Ha 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 ha. I'm trying not to lose my head. Hey Simi and Julina, this is not the end. There may be more vlogging around the bend. But next time when you go to a new city, try saying something nice and not shitty. We know you didn't mean to cause no harm. With your creepy smile and your Estonian charm, you were a personality in the boulevard. With your Fila t-shirt and they called you SIM card. With your creepy looking eyes and Nazi approach. On Filipina privacy you did encroach. You went on Tinder and pretended to be single. Your creepy catchphrase, are you ready to mingle? Well, Simmy boy, and just for a starter, you are a dumaguete persona non grata. I followed Pro-Life Traveller since the early days of his channel when he only had like several thousand subscribers, and even at that point he was he was being very reckless, but he was like, you know, starting off in his channel, so it was just a new channel. I was like watching other channels as well, but when he started to hire cars, and he was like driving really irresponsibly with that long selfie stick sticking out of his driver's window, and he was driving with like one hand, and his girlfriend at the time, she was his girlfriend, and she was in the front seat. None of them were wearing seat belts, and I just pointed out to him, I just said, like, you know, you should be wearing seat belts, you're driving irresponsibly, and they just carried on and carried on. I mean, obviously I didn't know if they was reading my messages or not, but then it got to the point where they actually made a video and they said, oh, look at us, we're driving no seat belts, and they were like laughing and giggling. Oh, we haven't even got and he was driving, taking his hand off the steering wheel. So you knew that he was paying attention to some of his comments, and then, you know, obviously they only had a small place and they were like asking people for money. And I thought, you know, okay, you ask people for money. I thought, I'm not going to send you any money. But people did send them money, and it wasn't only small amounts of money. People were sending them like hundreds of dollars, and even one man sent them $1,000. Then, you know, someone sent, I think it was $400, and they were really happy. Then they started asking for large amounts of money. They were saying that they wanted to buy land, and they said, oh, you know, we want to set up a fund to buy land, it's going to be so much money. And then Jolina got pregnant, and it was, oh, you know, we need money to pay for this, we want a hospital fund, blah blah blah. So people were sending money, and you know, he had obviously the you know, Patreons and whatever, you know, people who were paying memberships, and then his like channel started growing up. You know, people, Jolina always smiled, you know, she never argued, never looked miserable in whatever situation they were in. Jolina always smiled and looked happy, and you know, always agreed with everything that Sim said. And I thought, you know, that's great, you know, that's admirable that he's found a young lady who does this, you know, listens to him. But he had this kind of superiority about him, you know, and he made videos and he like saying that we tell the Filipina what to do, they don't tell us what to do. And, you know, that was kind of the wrong attitude, but, you know, he just, you know, that's the way he was. So you know, then obviously Jolina was pregnant, and she was kind of heavily pregnant, and she was sitting in the front of the seat of the car without no, right, you can understand she didn't have a seatbelt on because she's pregnant, but he's driving with one hand out the window, driving the car, and I'm thinking, like, you know, if he has an accident, she's going to be like, you know, she's going to be badly injured. But he didn't care, he just carried on driving, and I think other people started at that point to make comments, you know. He always had his hard line of followers, and you know, someone mentioned the other day a word groupie, so I've kind of used that word. So he had this really hard line of groupie, mostly men, well, I think all men, who were like literally defending everything he did. You know, they would literally defend, and if you criticised him at all, these people would come down on you like a ton of bricks. He's got certain friends in the you know, in Cebu. I think he's got one friend. I'm not going to name his name. I know what his name is, but he owns like a car workshop, and I think that's the chap who is actually fixing his Ford Rapture, the one that he smashed up. I think that's in his workshop, and obviously he's not happy about what's going on because he has to be paid for his work. So I don't know what's going on there, but apparently that particular man who's in Cebu, he left a comment on another channel, and he was quite threatening. And this other channel creator, who's only got a small number of subscribers, he was quite worried, and he actually deleted all of his videos because he was his girlfriend, who's Filipino, said, like, you know, we don't want any trouble. So he actually deleted all of his videos. He's recently made another video as you know, kind of an update, but you can tell that he's the way he words his video, he's not attacking Sim as he was before. Now he's kind of more kind of middle of the road. But anyway, I get back to what I was saying about yeah, Sim's attitude always was to you know, to annoy people, to anger people, and it was called rage bait. Well, at the time I didn't know what rage bait was. I just thought, you know, he's being a right dickhead. But then his hardline supporters kind of filled me in and said, you know, they made the excuse that what he does is he drives the car for a short amount of time, filming himself with the hand out the window and not wearing seatbelts, just to, you know, to make people angry, and that obviously people start clicking. It's all clickbait, you know. So I kind of thought, well, maybe that's true, I don't know. But anyway, I brought along with it, and you know, I used to do a few remixes of his videos, but I deleted them all because I thought, you know, I don't know with this man, you know. Anyway, then she obviously had the child, and for a while, you know, he had the dirt bike. He didn't have the hire car anymore. He had the dirt bike, and he was going up to the mountains and whatever, and doing lots of videos up there. At the time, he wasn't taking these girls to the waterfalls or nothing like that. Yeah, he's always been kind of flirty with women, but, you know, you think, well, yeah, okay, you know, he's a man, and men do flirt, you know. I mean, come on, you know, some men, they do flirt with women, be married or not, you know. You have that kind of, you know, just a bit of jokiness, you know. Maybe like in the West we can't do it as much now because you know, you can get in trouble for it, but in the Philippines and Thailand, Asia, then maybe you can be more kind of flirty with women and whatever, because it's not, you haven't got all these woke and whatever going on. So anyway, you know, he did all these videos, but it kind of turned when he started taking the girls to the waterfalls, and obviously Jelena was at home with the baby. Well, if you've been following his channel for a long time and you understand what he's trying to do, he's trying to cause rage by rage bait to touch people's conscience and their you know, obviously their tender points, then you kind of understand what he's doing. But it was still inappropriate, you know, and he shouldn't have been doing what he was doing. But his wife seemed to agree with it. Well, you know, we didn't know if she knew about it or not, but and didn't know where these girls were coming from until obviously what's happened. We found out that he's obviously been going on Tinder, and he's been meeting girls like this, and deceiving the girls into thinking that he was single, and then being all kind of touchy with them, so they think that they're going to have a relationship with this man. And then obviously they wear these skimpy bikinis, and he films them and then puts it all on his channel without even telling them. And I was surprised because some of the girls, a few of them, a couple of them were really good looking, and like, you know, and a couple of them weren't so good looking. And I kind of thought, why would he go with these girls, you know? And obviously it was all for just to film them in their skimpy bikinis, because they were never like overweight women. They was never overweight, or too, but they was mostly in their early 20s. And you know, obviously they just wanted to meet a Western man, or, you know, maybe they to have a right relationship, but he was just deceiving them. So that was wrong what he was. And some of the videos that he made, where he was getting very close to these women, you know, I did actually put quite a few complaints in that he was being inappropriate to YouTube, but nothing ever come of it. And I'm sure that a lot of other people could put complaints in as well. So, and for what has happened is obviously he's met this lady who, she obviously didn't like what he was doing, and she's made a complaint to people. And I believe it was her who actually started the process of this investigation. So thumbs up to her, you know, and I hope these women get the compensation that they deserve, because they do deserve compensation. They've been deceived, and they should get the compensation. When it comes to this thing about child abuse, I'm not buying into it. I don't think he's committed any child abuse. Yeah, he went to the poor areas, and, you know, you've seen this in other videos where Western men, they go to these poor areas, and not only white men, black men as well, you know, they go to these areas, and all the kids come running over to you, you know, and they want to be on camera because they know you're a vlogger, or they say to you, are you a vlogger? And he says, yeah. So they film, they want to be on your channel. They know that, and some of the kids hold the camera and whatever. I don't buy into it. I don't believe for 1 minute that he has sexually abused any children, you know. Yeah, it may have been exploiting poverty. I don't know. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. Anyway, that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed my rap, and take care of yourselves, and until the next video, bye bye.